In this video we're going to demonstrate the process to assemble a standard wall cabinet. So to get started, you're going to lay your face frame flat to the surface. It's going to come wrapped in this white foam paper that we've actually placed down as a padded surface. But your frame and your finished parts are going to come wrapped in that. So unwrap your frame, set it down, finish side down. Get your glue bottle, typical Titebond will work fine. Then you're going to put a bead of glue, try not to make it too big, on both shoulders of the front frame. Now you're going to locate your panels, your side panels. In this case we've got a flush end and a standard unexposed end. The flush end is cut so that it's got a rabbet to notch around that front frame, so it just taps in like any old cabinet side would. You locate the cabinet side along the front frame, making sure those splines are in the groove, and just tap the cabinet side in. Going to duplicate that process with our other side here. Now we're going to put our cabinet tops and bottoms in. Tops and bottoms have the dovetails on the short ends. Get your bottle of glue once again, and you're going to run a bead of glue only on the bottom edge, the non-inside cabinet facing edge of that front frame. You probably can't see. And then one step we like to do is just a little bit of glue on the splines to hold those in place, since there's no channel or groove on the tops and bottoms. So that takes care of gluing the panel up. Now we're going to take our glue bottle and run about halfway down. You're going to run a bead of glue inside the dovetail slot on both top and bottom. Don't run the glue all the way down or it's going to create an awful mess. You just want to get enough in there so that the dovetail can spread it out when it goes in. Making sure you have the finished surface facing inward. Line up your dovetails. And with steady, even pressure, just tap that panel down. You get down close enough, your mallet. Just keep striking that until the panel is fully seated. Finished surface to the inside of the cabinet. Line up the dovetails. Now we move to the cabinet back. With Conestoga's new assembling method, it uses a full half-inch plywood back with a 1/4-inch channel to capture the top and bottom. So your next step of the process is to just run a little glue inside that 1/4-inch channel, and then run some glue along the vertical shoulders of that cabinet side. It's critical that you put the glue along that vertical part, because that's the unfinished surface of the plywood, and that's where you want to get your glue bond with the unfinished edge of the plywood panel we're about to set in place. So now we just line up that slot and drop our panel in place. Take your dead blow, your rubber mallet, and you'll feel that groove find that top and bottom panel. You can't get it to go in. It's because you're not quite lined up, so just get it lined up. You'll see it drop down to about a 1/4 inch setback. And now what we do, on the finished end, your flush end, you're not going to want to put nails in the sides. So make sure you're only nailing across the surface in here. On your unfinished sides, you can put the nails through the side of the cabinet or through here. The top and bottom, just kind of hold it in place. About it. 3 or 4 inches. Same thing on our finished side. Again, we got a finished flush end here, so we're just going to put a toenail at an angle here and here. And one thing to note, you'll notice I pin the ends and then the middle. If your panel is tending to want to belly out, you can squeeze it together and run a pin there so your panel is flat and tight all along in here, and then go through and fill in the gaps. You'll also notice your cabinet back has a pre-routed scribe line. That's a pin line for you to follow with your nail gun. Keep your nail gun straight up and down. And that creates your very sturdy, rigid back. One comment here, you'll notice the setback. We get a lot of customers calling saying, when I put my cabinet against the wall in the installation, what do I do about that void? Just put some carpenter shims wherever you're going to run your installation screws so that you don't pull this back off when you're going to screw to the wall using your installation screws. So just typical carpenter shims will work fine And these sides allow you to scribe the cabinet sides to an irregular wall. That creates your final assembly. Now one quick step is, again, grab your wet rag and clean out any glue that may have smeared to the inside of the cabinet. If you don't catch that till later, you're going to have a little bit of a mess. So just a little bit of rag work in there, clean that out. Check for any gaps. If you see any gaps that are unsightly or too large, it's probably because the front frame has to be tapped back, get down. So you have your rubber mallet, you can get a piece of the foam paper or a piece of cardboard or just light taps with the mallet. Just make sure your front frame is fully seated all the way around and you have no gaps to the cabinet back. Once you've done that, this cabinet is ready to be installed on the wall. One quick thing too, make sure your front frame is dead even with your cabinet wall sides. If it's sticking up or sticking down, it creates a racked cabinet issue. So there you have it, that's a wall assembly, and check out our other